सवारे, तू ही बिगाड़े, तू ही सवारे।
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम,
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 सीता राम राम राम,
सीता राम राम राम,
सीता राम राम राम,
सीता राम राम राम।
गजाननम् भूतगणादिसेवितम् कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डवन्दितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा समस्तजनकल्याणाय निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् लोकाभिरामम् रणरङ्गधीरम् राजीवनेत्रम् रघुवंशनाथम् कारुण्यरूपम् करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगम् जितेन्द्रियं धीमतां वरिष्ठम् वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यम् श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रव उस दशरथ अजीर बिहारी।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
रघुकुल रीति सत्या चली आई प्राण जाए बरु बचन जाए।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बड़े भाग्य मानुष तन पावा, सुर दुर्लभ सब ग्रंथन ही गावा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बिनु सत्संग एक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
नहीं कलिकर मन भगति विवेकु, राम नाम लंबन एकु।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
होई सोई जो राम रचि राखा, को करि सब भाव साखा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
काहू न को सुख दुख कर दाता, निज कृत कर्म भोग सब भाता।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
कर्म प्रधान विश्व करि राखा, जो जस करई सो तस फल चाखा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। हरि ओम। Okay, if you're joining us for the first time tonight, we have started our first part of this Uttara Kanda. Uttara Kanda is the last Kanda of this Ramcharitamanas. Bhagavan Sri Ram has already conquered the villainous Ravan, and he's returned to Ayodhya. And when we left it last night, we saw him meeting everybody. Lekin is jagat mein, in this world, wherever there is meeting, there will also be separation. No meeting is permanent. Thank God. Especially committee meeting, you know. Committee meeting, when we hear, we get scared. Committee meeting is, you know what? Come eat tea. But in this world, wherever there is meeting, there will also be separation. Please This is a very important thing. This is the portion we're going to see today after last night's portion, is where Bhagwan Sri Ram now has to send everybody back. They all came there, they all met, they had coronation, this, that. But the important point is this. In the world, there are certain laws which we call as incontrovertible laws. We did not, first of all, we did not make them. And second, and the more tough part is, we cannot do anything about them. They're there. Like, for example, simple laws. We are born as a young baby and we grow old. That is the law. This is how Jagat works. This Jagat, Sansara, whatever you want to call it, this is how it works. And you found it like that, we found it like that, and we can't do anything. You may take a facelift and all that kind of thing to try to change that. No, now they have better names for those things. What works? They got some work done. You may try to reverse whatever it is, right? But it doesn't work. So the law says like that. See, all basic fundamental laws, pay attention to sansar and see the laws. Other law. Kabhi dhoop, kabhi chha, isn't it? There will be joy and sorrow and joy. There's nobody who has ever come into this world and his life only had joy or only had sorrow. Even Oscar the Grouch on Sesame Street. Oscar the Grouch on Sesame Street, you know, he lives in that garbage can. When somebody is walking and they slip and they fall, he also has joy. He may be the grouchiest person, but when something happens, he has joy also. Everybody will have some form of joy. So, joy and sorrow you will encounter in the world. So we cannot do anything about it. This is the way the world is. Health and disease. There is nobody who from birth till death had no disease, no pain somewhere. Everybody has, isn't it? And when you're a child, it's the worst. Because you have earache and they're treating you for bellyache. Because you can't talk. So like that, there are so many laws, rules of this universe that we have to accept. And this is now one of them is here. What is this? Where there is meeting, there will be separation. And no, and you may say this or say, like for example, oh my dear, if you die, I will die. If you go, I will also go. It never happens. Huh? Have you seen? One person die and the other one who is telling his whole life, if you die, I will also die. They don't die. They watch only. You may say that and you may say, oh, I love you so much. If you die, I will die. If you go, I will go. Where there is meeting, there will be separation. Now, see it from number 15 onwards. 6 months passed after the coronation. Bhagwan Sri Ram had such a great 6 months. All Nal, Neel, Angad, all of them, they had come with Bhagwan Ram to Ayodhya. They stayed for the coronation and all of that. And now, see number 15.
कपि सबके प्रभु पद प्रीति राम सबके प्रभु पद प्रीति जात न जाने दिवस तिन्ह गए मास शत बीति सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरण।
Brahmananda Magana Kapi, all the monkeys who had come with Bhagavan Sri Ram, they're drowned, immersed in joy. What joy? Joy of company of Bhagavan Ram. Actually, this is the only true joy. This is the only true joy in the world, really. Every other joy has dire consequences. We pay a heavy price for joy in this world. You know that. Any joy, we pay a price for it. Usually we don't, you know how type of price? It is lying. When we buy with credit card, the bank is taking over the money, you're not seeing. So any joy we're having in this world, there's a price for that joy. Something is being exchanged for the joy. We just don't see. Usually it boils down to pran. We are actually bartering away our pran for joy. But that is unseen. This you have to give some thought to in your ordinary time, when you have some spare time. Anyway, Brahmananda Magana Kapi, all the monkeys, they were immersed in joy of the company of Bhagavan Ram. Then Sabke Prabhupada Preeti, they had so much love for the feet of Bhagavan Ram, so they were enjoying his company. Acha, theek hai. Jaat na jane divasatti na, gaye maas shatabiti. 6 months pass. And this is another rule of, see, I told you there are so many rules in the world. Another rule is, when there is joy, time flies. And when there is sorrow, that time only the clock stops. They're correct or not? Oh, everybody has experienced that thing. They didn't even know 6 months. Went away. Because there's joy. Time flies like that. Bisare griha sapaneu sudi nahi, Jimmy paradro santa manamahi, tabaragupati sab sakha bulaye. Then now Bhagavan Ram called all of them. Now, sometimes you also get the vibes, Bhagavan is calling, something is going to happen. Bhagavan called all of them. Ai Savani. Sadhar Siru Nai, they all came and bowed their heads and all. And see now in number 16, he tells. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Ab griha jahu sakha sab, bhaje umoy dridneva, sada sarvagat sarvahit, jani kare ho ati prem, siyavar
रामचंद्र की जय शरणम सीतारामा, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम सीतारामा, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम सीतारामा.
All of us are going to hear that, those words that we don't want to hear someday. Ava, Bhagavan told to all the monkeys, Ava, now, Griha Jahu. Now you all go to your respective homes. They did not want to hear. But see, all these simple lines. This is simplest 2-letter words in Sanskrit and Avadhi. Griha is Sanskrit only. Simple 2-letter words, but teaching the most profound teachings of living in this sansar. Because someday we'll all hear these words. Before we wait to hear them, we should say, look, I am ready to go. We should be so prepared that, okay, I am ready to And Kabir Sahib has written, जब हम पैदा हुए जग हंसे हम रोए. When I came, the whole world laughed. Arey wah, Munna came. Everybody is happy. So the world laughed. Munna came. And hum roe, and I cried when I came in. Aisi karni kar chali. That I should live such a life that when I am ready to go, hum hase, jagan roe. And I go smilingly, I laugh. And the whole world cries. So that means in the Doha and here and everywhere, it means we should all be prepared for the inevitable. Whatever is inevitable, we should never, means life should be lived in such a way that we recognize that there are certain things that are inevitable and that we should never lament for that thing. But Bhagavan is telling that to Arjuna also in Bhagavad Gita. Why are you lamenting for that which is inevitable? It does not behove you to lament for that which is inevitable. So we should be prepared. So the monkeys, they were not prepared. In the love of Bhagwan Ram and his joy and all. And see, the other thing is when there's joy, we forget all reality and everything. So anyway, Bhagwan, Ab Griha Jahu, Sakha, Sab, my dear, all friends. See, friend for anybody, everybody will have to go. Bhajayu Mohidra, and then he gives instructions. So now the departure or the separation is just here, a separation within one lifetime itself. I mean, they'll all go to their respective places. And in those days, in their time and all, they did not have Facebook and internet and all. So they will not see each other for a long time. But Bhagwan told, and somebody was asking yesterday only about whether Bhagwan Sri Ram revealed his divinity in Ramayana. So here the lines, they tell very clearly. Bhajehu mohi, he told, you all leave, but worship me. Now, who will tell worship me if he's not Bhagwan? Isn't it? You leave and go to your respective places, but wherever you go, you worship me. Sada sar, and then he tells Bhagwan's words. Sada sarva gata. I'm always all pervasive. Now, if he weren't Bhagwan, he'll not be saying this thing. I'm always all pervasive. Sarva gata, sarva hita. And I always seek the welfare and benefit of. Oh, Bhagwan is like, Bhagwan goes to Ravan seeking his benefit. Please pay attention to this. He does not go to Ravan with revenge. He does not go to Ravan with anger. That is how we live. Bhagwan goes to Ravan seeking his welfare. Sada sarva hit. I'm going there. Maybe I can reform this fellow, Maybe I'll speak with him. Maybe he will reform. This is the attitude. Actually, I had gone to some drama here in Detroit at one time. I had gone to a camp, and the little children in the camp, they were putting on this act. So Ravan is there in Lanka, and he has Sita ji there. Rama comes. Hey, Ravan! You give back this Sita ji now, and I'll forgive you. And there'll be no battle and no bloodshed. Ravan looked at her. Take her. The kids put on this drama, this show. And all bloodshed was averted, you see. So Ravan, with 2 words, Ravan reformed. He gave back Sita ji also and everything. Then we'll have no Ramayana also if the whole thing was like that only. But anyway, the idea is, see, I'm telling this based on this word. Bhagwan is sada sarva hita, always seeking the welfare and benefit of all, even of Ravan. So what to talk for an ordinary person? Jani karehu ati prem. And you understand that I am like this all the time, all pervasive. Means wherever you are going now, all monkeys, you go back to your respective place. You understand I'm there also. That is also a nice thing, We go looking for Bhagwan everywhere, but Bhagwan is right there with us. So I'm always there with you, don't worry. Nice words to all the monkeys and all. And they all had to go. Now, among them, there was Hanumanji, Nal, Neel, Jamun, Angad. These are the main ones that were there. Angad. Now, if you see after number 17, Angad addresses Bhagwan Shri Ram. Just after number 17, you'll jump there a little bit. See this. Angad was the youngest and very resourceful also. Young generation is always very resourceful. Puja Guru used to say, they are not useless, they are used less. We don't give them enough credit, or we don't give them enough opportunities and all of that sort of thing. Young generation, very resourceful. Angad. All of them said, Bhagwan Ram said, we should go. Acha, theek hai, we should go then. But Angad was unrelenting. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Suno sarvajna kripa sukha sindho.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Deen dayakar aarat bandho.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Marti der nath mohi bali.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Gaya tumhare hi poche ghali.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Asaran saran biraju sambhari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
मोहि जनि भजहु भगत हितकारी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
मोरे तुम प्रभु गुर पितु माता.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
जाऊं कहाँ तज पद जल जाता.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
तुम्हें विचार करहु नरनाथा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
प्रभु तज भवन काज मम कहा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
जय रघुराम.
Jaya Raghurama.
जय सीताराम.
Jaya Sita Rama.
जय श्री राम.
Jai Shri Ram.
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. Angad approaches Bhagwan Shri Ram now. It was the same Angad who had come up with many a plan which succeeded also, even others could not see. Sunu Sarvagya, Angad addresses Bhagwan Ram. Listen, O omniscient Ram. Omniscient Ram, Bhagwan who knows everything. Sunu Sarvagya Kripa Sukha Sindhu. Ocean of compassion and joy. This is Bhagwan Ram's description. I tell you, if you just take one of these phrases, words, lines, and you just, in the daytime, you just go on reflecting on that line. Otherwise, we are reflecting on how mind, you just see your mind. In daytime, how that mind is going. Everywhere, it makes a whole round all the way from here to the moon and comes back. And you can take, Bhagavan is the ocean of compassion, the ocean of sukh, joy. Just little phrases and all to reflect on those things. Dina Dayakar Arat Bandhu, the one who showers his mercy, compassion on those who are helpless. And Arat Bandhu, friend of the afflicted. All such nice words are there. Marata Bear Nath Mohi Bali, Prabhu, when you killed Bali, my father, she doesn't say Pita. He killed Bali, you can think also. This is his own father. Eh? Bhagavan Ram removed that Bali. And Angad is telling, when you remove that Bali at that time, this also shows a lot of independence. Angad is his own person, isn't it? You remove Bali. And there's another one important thing in that. Jivas are not related to Jivas. Jivas are related to Ishvara. Angad is not related to Bali. Angad is related to Bhagwan. As Bali is related to Bhagwan. That is what we call as the primary relationship. The primary relationship is all Jivas, all of us, we are related first to Ishvara. Secondary relationship is all the other ones. But what we do, we put more effort and more strength and more attention and more all things, resources on the secondary relationship, and we forget the primary relationship. That is the idea. In the phrase also, Angad is talking about his own father, but he doesn't say when you removed my father, when you slayed my father. He said when you slayed Bali. What it means, Angad has learned that my relationship is not with Bali, my relationship is with you. See? And he's the youngest among all of them. But what shrewd words also, words of wisdom coming out from the lips. The moment Angad was introduced in this Ramayana, you see his life is all wise things he's telling. So, he tells to Bhagwan Rama, when you remove Bali, that time, Bali entrusted me to your laps. Now you're sending everybody. Means you're sending everybody home. But Bali had entrusted me, put me on your laps. So how can you send me? Gayu tumhari poch gali. Like that, he put me. And you are asarana sarana vidu sambhari. You are asarana saran. You are the one who have, for people who have no refuge, nowhere to go, you are the only one they can come to. And Bali already put me on your lap. Now you please remember this is a very nice phrase. Biradu sambhari. Biradu sambhari means, I'll tell you, especially Indian people, they know what this thing means very well. And an Indian person will tell to their child, Acha, when you go there, I mean, what they're supposed to tell, when you go there, behave well. Because it is the proper thing to behave well. It is decent, civil, human behavior. So you should behave like that. No, Indian person will not tell their child that. But they'll tell, hey, don't go there, you will and behave badly. I will look bad. You will make me look bad. In other words, the Indian person tells his child, don't do anything that will make me look bad. He's very concerned about this. Well, actually, that same sort of bhav comes in Ramayana also. What is that? Prabhu, the whole world spreads your name. The whole world tells that you are the one who gives refuge to those who have no refuge. The whole world speaks about you like this, and they have already spread this message about you. Now, if you don't give Sharan to me, you will make the whole world lie. Like that. You will make everybody liars. Because they are all telling you are the one who gives refuge to those who have no refuge. Like that. This is the present. Actually, I was telling in one of the previous days, the presentation given by Tulsidas can never be captured in English. He moves this word from here and exchanges it with this word here and puts this one on this side. Just by doing that, sometimes he gives some subtle message in between. Or how you'll capture that in English? You can't. So his presentation is like that. The whole world has already known about your fame. Your fame is based on your ability to give refuge to those who are helpless. Now, if you send me away, your whole fame will be tarnished. Everybody will say, no. You don't want to tarnish your name. Mohi Janita Jahu Prabhu, don't send me away. The Angad. Bhagat Hitakari, you are the one who seeks the welfare of the devotees. And I am devotee, don't send me away. And that line, after that line, those of you who have your Ramayana, you should underline. This has become a very famous prayer like for many people. More tuna Prabhu Gur Pitumata. Prabhu, you are my Guru. More. For me, you are my Guru. Prabhu, Mother, Father, Pitu, Mata, everything. This is one of the most soulful supplications of a devotee in Ramayana. You are my Guru, you are my Lord, you are my Mother, Father, you are everything to me. Jaun kaha? Taji pada jalaja. Leaving your lotus feet, where in this universe I'll go? If I don't find my refuge at your feet, where I will go? It has become one of those often quoted lines in this Ramcharitamanas. The supplication of Angad to Bhagwan Ram. From childhood, I used to hear people quoting this line. I never knew where it came from. Tuma vichari kahau naranaha. Oh Prabhu, you please reflect before throwing me out. You please think, reflect. Prabhu taji bhavana kaja mama. Kaha means if you throw me out from here, what work I have over there? There I have nothing. See, now Sugriv will go back. Sugriv has the kingdom, he's king. I have no work. I have nothing to do there. But if you leave me here, Balak, Jnana, Buddhi, Balahina, I am Balak. See, when he went into Ravan's court, he put his foot down. And so if anybody can move this foot, we will leave Sitaji here. Nobody could move that foot. That time you were not Balak, but see devotee. Now in front of Bhagwan Ram, I'm Balak, only little child, in front of you. And Balak, in a child, Gyan nahi hai, Buddhi nahi hai, Bal nahi hai. There's no knowledge, no intellect, no strength, nothing. In a Balak, he tells Bhagwan, Rakhahu Saran Nath, you keep me here. Jana Dina, understanding me to be a helpless devotee. Keep me here. And if you keep me here, there I have nothing to do. But here, Nichi tahal grake sab kari hahu. I will stay here and I will do all the menial job. No problem. I'll stay here and sweep your room. I'll stay here and remove the cobwebs. I'll stay here and do all menial things, anything you want me to do. Like that. Padapankajabilo ki bhava. And this is a nice line also. And every day I will watch, remove the cobwebs and sweep the room and pick up the dust and do everything. But while doing that, I will watch your feet only and I will get mukti. I will get chance to only see your feet and I will get mukti. So please leave me here. Asakahi charana pareu. Saying like this, Bali rushed towards Bhagwan and fell on his, I'm not Bali, our Angad, rushed towards Bhagwan and fell on his feet. Pareu Prabhu pahi. Ab Janinat kahau griha jah. Mean, please don't tell me to go home. But I told you, the harsh reality is such that no matter how much of what we have, how much of love, how much of affection, how much of bhakti, how much of whatever it is. One of the reality of life is that there will be, if there is meeting, there will be separation. Bhagwan tells, my dear, this is the reality of life. Many lines are there, but this is the reality of life. All have to go. This reality of growing up also. Angad, now after this, will have to grow up. What to do? You will have to go home. And now several lines come there, and he sends Bharat, Lakshmana, Shatrugna, all of them to take him. After Bhagavan, of course, is moved by the words of Angad, but in a most wonderful doha, I want you to see this number 19, ga. See this. Ka, kha, ga. So see that actually, I just told you about the realities of life. Perhaps today's satsang is about that.
पुलिस हूँ चाहे कठोर अति, कोमल कुसुम हूँ चाहे राम, कोमल कुसुम हूँ चाहे। चित्त खगेश राम कर, समुझ पर ही कहूँ काहि सिया।
रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम।
This verse is coming out from the lips of Kaghoshanti, who is relating the same katha simultaneously to Garud. I told you that yesterday. Kagh tells to Garud, hey Khages, oh Garud, Khages means Garud. Hey Garud, Ram kar samuji parai kahu kahi. Who could ever understand Ram? And understand Ram from in what sense? Now here the first line. Kulisahu chahi kathor ati, komal kusumahu chahi. That sometimes Ram has to be as tough as a thunderbolt, and sometimes Ram has to be as delicate as a flower. But when I started by telling you in the beginning, this is the nature of the Jagat. But the sansar is made up like this. The sansar is made up of nice, soft, tender things. And the sansar is also made up of harsh, coarse, grave things, isn't it? That is sansar. So this is one of the reality of the Jagat in which we live. And Bhagwan plays this role very nicely also. So just as Bhagwan has to, as Bhagwan befriends all of the monkeys and he blesses all of them and shows so much of love to all of them, Bhagwan also has to act in line with the harsh realities of life. And here the harsh realities, no matter how much of begging and how much of love and how much of what a tender affection Angad shows to him, Bhagwan has to do what Bhagwan has to do. Actually, if anybody learns this thing like Bhagwan, there will be no trouble in this world. What happens is, see, we are there, and Bhagwan has to give so much of love to them, and Bhagwan also has to express harshness when he has to express harshness, and he does both. But our heart gets too affectionate, especially with what we call me and mine. And this actually was the problem at the center of Bhagavad Gita. But Arjuna did not want to fight because the people on the other side, they were his own people. So his heart became too soft and too tender. And he tells Bhagwan Krishna, Prabhu, how can I guru na hatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhuktum bhekshma piha loke? How I'll kill Dhronan, Bhishma, and all of these reverential people and all. I see on that side all my cousins and friends and all the people I played with and everything. But this is the harsh reality of life. When we are on one side, we cannot see the other side. So Bhagavan Krishna also, he tells, Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam. From where has this unmanliness entered your mind at this inopportune time? Kektotishta parantapa, you cast it out and rise up. Because you may like love and affection and all that for your people, but there are some things which you have to do. Because that is the proper thing to do. If human beings learn to do this, everything will be fine. But what happened? We too much of affection and too much of love. No, beta. Acha theek hai. And you let them go. But we have to be stern and strong and at the same time, it has Ramakrishna Paramahamsa tells a nice example, I'm sure all of you would have seen. He says, you have to go to a potter's shop and you see that potter, he's making that pot on that wheel, right? So that's spinning. They have, in the old days, they have some pedal like this. They're pedaling, and so the thing is spinning. And in order to get that pot shaped nicely, is to give some from the outside. Thappar. But he says, if you look at the potter well, you'll realize he has a hand inside the pot also supporting from the inside while he is giving. So while there is love and affection and all the other things, we have to also do what we have to do. The two things have to be there together. So now he has so much of love for Angad and so much of love for all of them, but he has to send. And even though Angad made that soulful supplication, Bhagwan has, when you have to be like a thunderbolt, you have to be like a thunderbolt. That is it. This is the teaching. And they also have simple things, simple teachings of life, of parenting, of so many things that they are in the chaupais. This is actually a most important teaching in parenting. Because too much of affection spoils the child. Not that there should be no affection. That is a different thing also. There should be affection, but that should be tempered with proper discipline and proper all the other things. You see, one has to do what one has to do. Bhagwan sent away like that. Now everybody, including Nishad, Guha was also there. Now, the next topic which comes in this Uttara Kanda is called as Ram Rajya. There is a long portion on Ram Rajya. And I wanted to speak with you a little bit about this Ram Rajya. People talk about this all the time. What is the Ram Rajya? Means the rule of Bhagwan Ram, right? So let me just back up a little bit and let us delve into this topic. In this section, if you read Ram Rajya, when Bhagwan Ram ruled, he said he ruled for about 12,000 years, long time in those days. And the description given here and given in Bhagavatam and given in many places wherever it comes, the description is there was no poverty, there was no disease, and there was no quarreling and fighting and all the different things, worries which people have, and none of it was there. And there was no strife between the sexes or no caste fighting and nothing. Everything ran perfectly. Now, this is the description. Well, two things. One is, from bhakti standpoint, we all say that Bhagwan is Sarvashaktiman. Sarvashaktiman means what? Bhagwan is all powerful. अगर तो प्रभु सर्वशक्तिमान है तो फिर how can he not do it then? How can he not make a perfect state. He's Sarvashakti. If he cannot do it, then he is not Sarvashaktiman. If he cannot make a perfect society, a perfect state, he is not Sarvashaktiman. So from Bhakti standpoint, we say, yes, it does the Prabhu. He can turn the universe upside down. That is within the ambit of his powers. Why not? So if you read the description, you will see the conclusion of the description of Ram Rajya is, it appears from this description that there was the suspension of one side of the pairs of opposites. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's positive and there's negative. There's sukha and there's dukkha. There's affluence and there's poverty. So it appears Bhagavan, with his power, suspended this side. So now you only had one side. But it is a power he can do. But one thing which is inexplicable in all of this, because remember, let us say now he suspended. He suspended the negative side of all. So there was no disease, no quarreling, no fighting, no strife, no tension, no all the things, right? Right? There's only prosperity and joy, and everybody is following dharma. There's no adharma, all that. One thing which is inexplicable in all of that is, if there was no adharma and there was no all the negative side, how come there was a dhobi speaking ill about Bhagwan Ram? No, that's a big question, isn't it? How come there was a dhobi shouting at his wife and telling, what do you think? I am Ram or what? You went there and you came back and you expect me to accept you? Now that doesn't sound like a good statement at all, isn't it? So the idea is, when we present Ram Rajya, if we present Ram Rajya from a bhakti standpoint, there was an ideal society, what in modern language people call as a utopian society, right? If there was a utopian society, we say from bhakti standpoint, so what? If he's Ram, he could do it. If he cannot do it, he's no Ram. So he made an ideal society. But then when you start asking questions like this now, how come this thing was there? Some dhobi could make some comment. We say, yes, when we speak about Ram Rajya, no, this is from a sociological standpoint, when you start talking about, not from bhakti standpoint, no. From a sociological standpoint, we talk about making proper societies, making proper state. We talk about all of those things. Well, we know you can reach you can optimize proper statecraft and all that, right? So from a sociological standpoint, when we explain Ram Rajya, we say, yes, it was the best state possible. That does not mean to say that there were no negative things, but we say there was the least negative things. So just as you have, before the advent of Bhagwan Ram, you had the state that had gone the other way. And this is all the time spoken about in the scripture. Like, there was abhyuthanam adharmasya. Abhyuthanam adharmasya. So there was the rise of so much adharma and the decline of dharma. Dharma glani. Dharma glani is there in the verse also. And adharma abhyuthanam. Well, if it could go this way, then it can also go that way. So from a sociological standpoint, we say, this is Ram Rajya, where you increase like this. So now there's not the total elimination of adharma, but there is the rise of dharma. And that fits better in the structure of the universe. Why it fits better? Because the universe needs negative and positive. The universe is made up, the atom is made up of negative and positive. So if you're a bhakta, there's absolutely nothing which saying, yes, Bhagwan suspended all the negative. And since he's Bhagwan, he can do it. If you're Jnani, you say, no, he made an ideal state where the adharma was very less, and Dharma had. So you choose, and either one is possible also, because Bhagavan can suspend very, very easily if he wants. Okay, so in your time now, you go and you read all these chaupais are there about the description of Ram Rajya. I will tell you from which number to which number. From number 19, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. For, let's see now. That description goes on till 29, 10 dohas, and each doha has so many chaupais in between. Like 10 by 8, 80 verses. It's long, huh? Okay. Now, in between all of that, there is description also. Now see after number 23. I want you to see. After number 23, so what I have to do, because I have finished this big Kanda, and I only have 6 days. I have to jump like that, right? I have to leapfrog. So after number 23, what I said, 23? After 23, about 3 chaupais down. See how nice. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Jadyapi griha sevak sevakaini.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Vipul sada sevabiti guni.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Nij kar griha pari charja karai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Ramchandra yasu anasarai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Yavar Ramchandra ki jai. Jadyapi griha sevak sevakini. Countless sevak and sevika. Tulsidas description. Even though there were countless sevaks and sevikas, do seva for Bhagwan Ram, do seva for Sita, to do for everybody. Because there's a palace. He says, Vipul Sata Seva Uni Nija Kara Griha Paricharja Karahi Ramachandra Aya Sutan started speaking for Sitaji opted to do menial work with her own hands. It is a very, very important thing. Actually, doing ordinary menial work with hands keeps a human being grounded. Otherwise, what happens? We lose touch with reality. It is good that we see Sitaji is a princess. I mean, she's now queen, isn't it? So she need not do anything, but she took the opportunity with her own hands to do seva, and to do seva for Ram, and to do housework, what we call housework. All of us should do. Don't ever leave that use of hands and all. Do some ordinary work. Otherwise, why I'm telling this is many times we feel there's certain work which is beyond us. Beyond us means, no, I should not be doing this, or I should not be doing that. Or I saw a member of parliament in Trinidad. He was crossing a bridge, big bridge near the airport, and something happened on the bridge, and a big hole developed. So cars coming on that bridge, they will naturally go down in that hole. He stopped his car, came out, and he came out there and started directing traffic. One rare MP you will find doing it. Ordinary work. Don't lose, we lose touch with reality. You see, reality is variegated. So when I restrict myself and I put rules in my life, only I will do this. No, I'll not put my hand there. Then what happens? We lose touch with reality. We lose touch with the universe. Because I am too much taken up with one strata, one echelon. So don't lose your human capacity. Tulsidashi goes on to describe so many different things. Bhagwan Ram, in this portion. And Sitaji had two sons, Lavakush. That is also told there. And all the other brothers also had two sons like that. You'll see those lines inside of there. Huh? And you go. Then, to end this whole, what we call as Ram Rajya, he asks us to imagine. See. 26.
अवधपुरी वासिन कर सुख संपदा समाजो राम सुख संपदा समाज सहस शेष नहीं कहीं सकहीं जहाँ नृप राम विराज सियावर
रामचंद्र की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम.
Avadapuri Vasina Kar Sukha Sampada Samaj, the joy and the bliss and all the things that were experienced by all the people of Ayodhya, all the prosperity and all things that were experienced by everybody in Ayodhya, Sahasa Sesha Nahi Kahi Sakahi, that even the 10,000-headed Seshanag cannot also describe. 10-headed means, 1,000-headed means he has 1,000 heads, he has 1,000 mouths. And the 1,000 mouths also he cannot describe. Why? Because that Ayodhya was ruled by Bhagwan Shri Ram. And imagine an Ayodhya ruled by Bhagwan Ram, who is the exemplary being in the universe. So his rulership, his leadership will be immaculate, perfect, isn't it? So imagine that place ruled by Bhagwan Ram. No, see, you say, why is telling to imagine? We don't have any such thing here. Ruled by this one and ruled by that one. We have a chaos because it is ruled by this one or that one. Why is telling us to imagine that or see that, understand that? Well, actually, scriptures also, besides providing guidance for daily life and understanding, scriptures also provide the what we call as the ideal, so that we have something to strive for. If an ideal is not pointed out to us, what we will strive for? So the scriptures also provide the ideal. So the ideal in a leader, a ruler, the ideal in a prime minister or president is Bhagwan Ram. That is the idea. Who rules with equity and who has equal love for and consideration for the last dhobi and the highest minister. Equal consideration for everybody. So the ideal ruler is described in that whole Ram Rajya and all of that. And during his rule, so many of the Narad, Sanaka, the Munisa, all of them came to visit at Bhagwan Sri Ram. Because if you have in the world such a leader, who will not come to visit? And there's one more nice line. See, Ram Rajya was so nice that the children in the kingdom taught the parrots to chant Ram, Ram, Ram. Tulsidas takes time to write that also. Otherwise, the people teach their parrot to say all sorts of other things. So the children see just, if you're looking for a number after 27, Sukhasarika Padhavahi Balak. Who taught them? The children taught the parrots, the parrots and maina birds and all. To do what? Kahu Ram, Raghupati, Janakapalak, Janapalak. Chant Ram, Ram, Ram. In Balkan, Tulsidaji has written very nicely, see. Sadhu sadhu sadan sukh Shri
Shri
Ram
Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Sumira hi Ram Devi Gani Gan.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Raghurama,
Jaya
Jaya Sitaram.
Yawar Ramachandra ki jai. We run a school in Trinidad, very nice school. Sought after school. And we have a lot of experience with these things. In the school, we just have to listen to the children talk. And we know what goes on in the home. It is true thing actually. We just listen to them here. One day I heard one little boy. He started singing very loudly. Reggae, from Jamaica. It was going on nicely also. He knew all the words so well. He did, the only thing he didn't know in Jamaican language, he was telling all profane language only. But he was saying them. And saying it so clearly, then you know which music is played in that house, isn't it? How he knows these words so well. So, like that, in the school we know. So here, if you walked into Ayodhya when Rama was a ruler of Ayodhya, and you hear parrot chanting Ram, 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 that means to say that the people of Ayodhya, including the children now, they are chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. Because Tulsidas is written in Balkan, he said, you take two parrots, you put one parrot in the house of Sadhu, Babaji, and you take one parrot and put him in the house of that other person, opposite of Sadhu. And after some time, you come back. He says, Sumirahi Ram. This parrot will say Ram, Ram, Ram. And this parrot, Dehi Gani Gari. Gari means curse. This parrot will give you some good curse. So, just by listening to the parrot now, you will know which parrot came from. I mean, what is going on in that home. So, Ram Rajya, even you can tell by the parrots. And the children taught them. How nicely. The children will not tell the parrot to say anything bad. The children will tell the parrot to say something good. Ramanath Jaharaja. Jo, so, Puravaranina ki jai. Who could describe the rule? This is all in Ram Rajya still going on. Animatika Sampada Nahi Avada Sava Chai. Who could describe the rule of Bhagwan Ram? No. After number 31. a story ensues where Bhagwan Ram and the other three brothers, they went to Upavan. Upavan we translate as some mangrove. What do you call translate? Garden, yeah. That's the best English translation. Garden. They went to some garden. And there, now this is after 31. You see that. Who came? Sanakadik. Sanakadik means the 4 mind-born sons of Brahmaji, or brothers. Sanat Kumar, they are called. Sanaka, Sanandana, like that, 4 brothers are there, Sanat Kumar and all. They came there to meet Bhagwan Ram, and they sang praises of Bhagwan Ram. And after they sang his praises, Bhagwan Ram tells a very nice thing. Now, this is just before 33. After they spoke and they did stuti and they did praises of Bhagwan Ram, now Bhagwan Ram replied to them. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
आज धन्य मैं सुना मुनीसा, तुम्हारे दरस जाहिर कीसा।
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
बड़े भाग्य पाइब सत्संगा, बिनय प्रयास होई भवभंगा।
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
संत संग अपवर्ग कर, कामी भव कर पंथ। कई संत कवि को विद, श्रुति पुराण सद ग्रंथ।
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम सीताराम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम सीताराम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम सीताराम।
Syavara Ramachandra ki jai. Bhagwan Ram tells to Sanat Kumar, see the Lord also. Remember last night we were talking, Lord Shiva is begging Bhagwan Ram for satsang. And now we have to find a different name. Let me tell you. In our scriptures, we have 2 names. One is called, you will know what I'm talking about when I tell, even in Awadhi or Hindi. One is called as Satsanga, that you know. The other is called as Kusanga. That is the opposite. Sometimes it is also in Sanskrit, Kusanga or Dussanga. This side we have 2 words. This side we have 1 word. We call it Satsanga. Well, now I think we will have to call the other middle category as online Sangha. Maybe we have to evolve new words, I call it online Sangha. Hybrid Sangha. Because things have changed in the world, but I want to tell you a little bit about that. In our tradition, there is a Sanskrit phrase which you have to pay attention to. And it is proved. Recently it was proved, I'll show you. The tradition has something called as a Samaksha tradition. Samaksha tradition. Samaksha means face to face. This, what we are having here, this is called as Samaksha. And it just now, all across the globe, if you look at the statistics, online classes that were taught to children at home for those 2 years, in some cases, it even caused more detriment than did anything positive. If it came out neutral, they learned nothing, we say that is good. They learned nothing, that is good still. But in some cases, it even went in the red. It went on the other side. It caused more damage than good. It really did not work because we run school, so we know. It did not work at all. It was a total failure. And that is because there was a departure from the samaksh. Of course, by circumstances, right? But when circumstances permit, we should try as much as possible to make sure that it is samaksh. That proof was there just now. So we don't have to go far to look for proof. That is really. Now people say, but Swamiji, I could not come there, and I cannot drive well in the night and all of that sort of thing. And then when I look at home on Facebook, on what you call a Zoom, at least I get 5% benefit. You want to deny me 5% also? We say, "Theek hai bhaiya, acha, if you get 5% and you want that, okay." But we take 5% for satsang. But if you go shopping or you go anywhere for any other thing, you don't want 5? Correct or not? We don't want 5%. If you go to a restaurant to have food and they give you 5% service. 5% of the time the waiter was nice to you. 5% we don't want in anything. But 5% in satsang, theek hai, chalega. No. So we should always try as much as possible to maintain the samaksha tradition. So I'm telling Bhagwan Shiva last night is begging Bhagwan Ram for satsang. Now Bhagwan Ram has satsang with Sanat Kumar. And Bhagwan Ram is saying, today I had satsang with you, Sanat Kumar. Aaj dhanya mein. Today I am blessed. Bhagwan Ram is telling, I had satsang with all of you. Aaj dhanya mein. Sunahu, Munisa, oh great sages. So blessed I am. Tumare daras jahi agat hisa. Get to get your darshan and remove so many negatives. Bare bhag paeva satasanga. That's so fortunate we are to have satsang. Binahi, and why? Binahi prayas. Ohi bhava bhanga. This is praman from Ramayana. Even if I did not learn a single thing in satsang, Tulsidas Ji Ramcharitmanas said, just by being there, I will get mukti. You should find yourself there every day. You did not learn a thing also. He said, Binahi prayas, with no effort. Binahi prayas. Ohi bhava bhanga. I will cross over this ocean of sansara. So just by to be there. What a wonderful thing. Sant sang apavarga kara kami bhavakara pant. We have opportunity choice. I associate with saint, or I associate with kami. Kami means worldling, materialist person. So I can associate with santa, associate with kami. He says, santa sanga apavarga kara. I associate with sant, I reach svarga. I reach mukti, apavarga. I associate with kami, bhavakara pant. Sansar only. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Birth and death, cycle of birth and death. This is the idea. This is Ramcharitmanas and Tulsidas Ji's unfailing effort to reinforce the importance of satsang in our mind. From beginning of Balkan, now we're still going down Uttarakhand again and again. Okay. Now, the rishis, the great Sanat Kumars and all, they sing nice stuti of Bhagwan Ram. And in these stutis, where the sages sing in Ramayana, they're all Upanishad only. So tomorrow we'll see if we can see some of this Upanishad. Upanishadic description of Bhagwan Ram. We'll see some line. All right. Now, before we have the Aarti, we'll have some Vinodji will I want to recognize in our audience Harsh Khandelwal, who has joined us here today. His mother has helped us so much with our school in Trinidad. He lives here. So happy that you could make it.
Hari Om. Before we do Aarti, I'd just like to talk about some of the programs we have ongoing and some starting now at the ashrams. And most of these programs you can join. There are several study groups going on at the ashram across the GTA. Some are virtual, some are in person. Not very many hybrid anymore, because it's really not that easy to do hybrid programs. Some are. The new class that just started, Atma Bodha class, Tuesdays, 6:50 to 7:50 a.m. We'll soon have the flyer for that. This is a class studying the principles of Vedanta through simple metaphors. There are flyers outside as well if you'd like to join. Next is Shri Ram Bharat Milap, Wednesday 7:15 to 8:45 p.m. Sorry. It's all right.
When you want it to work, it doesn't work.
What did Swamiji say? When you're having difficult time, clock stops.
The posters are on the bulletin boards.
Yes, all the posters are outside. There is Vedic chanting classes, 5:45 to 6:15 a.m. Limited spots are still available. If interested, please speak to Devji and Jinaji. Yoga classes have just started with Maheshwari ji. Maheshwari ji is right here. 6-week course, Sundays 8:30 to 9:40 a.m. Starting this Sunday. And one more class we can talk about is Sanskrit classes starting in January for all level and ages. Again, these are online as well. And the posters are outside. I think now we can start the Aarti. And please, all the sponsors can first come up and join in the Aarti, and then others can join as well. Thank you.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरत कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरत कलित ललित सियपी। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद बाल्मीकि ज्ञान विशारद। सुख सनकादि शेष सारद बरनी पवन सुत कीरति।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब गंथन कोरस। मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस। चार अंश सम्मत सब सुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी काग भूषुंडी गरुड़ के
आरती श्री रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति आरती श्री रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति
कलिमल हरणी विषय रस प्रीति सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की दलन रोग भव मूरिय मीकी तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति आरती श्री रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी द्रव उस दशरथ अजिर बिहारी आरती श्री
रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति
दिन सतसंग विवेक न होई राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई
आरती श्री रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई प्राण जाए बर बचन न जाए
आरती श्री रामायण जी कीरति कलित ललित सिय पीति
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम।